Dr. Kyung-ho stood at the big window of the observation deck and looked down at Earth. His coffee was getting cold in his hand, but he did not notice. Below him, a large alien ship was coming down through the clouds. It was silver and smooth, not like anything that humans had built before. The shape was strange and beautiful at the same time. Kyung-ho had spent 30 years studying biology and toxins, but he had never thought he would see the day when an alien ship would land on Earth. The door behind him opened fast. His student Min-ah ran in. Her face was red and she was breathing hard. She held a tablet in her hand and her fingers were shaking. "Dr. Kyung-ho," she said, still breathing hard. "They want to meet with us. The aliens want to talk to our research team, right now." Kyung-ho turned away from the window. He looked at Min-ah for a long time. In his mind, he was thinking many things. The government had said the aliens were friendly. They had said there was nothing to fear. But Kyung-ho had learned in his life that you should always be careful about things that sound too good to be true. "When?" he asked Min-ah. "This evening," Min-ah said. "In the conference room. Just you and a few other senior researchers. They said they want to talk about our work with toxins and poisons." That evening came quickly. The conference room was very clean and very empty except for Kyung-ho and 4 other scientists. They sat around a long table made of black stone. The lights in the room were bright and cold. Nobody was talking. Everyone was just waiting. Then the door opened and the alien came in. It was very tall. It had to bend its head to fit through the door. Its skin was see-through, like glass or clear water. Inside its body, there were lights that moved and changed color. Blue, then green, then purple. The lights moved like water under the skin. It was beautiful and strange at the same time. The alien walked slowly to the table and sat down carefully. "I am Zethel," it said. Its voice was deep and slow, like wind moving through a cave. "I am a diplomat from the Zethian people. We have come to Earth because we believe we should meet the humans who live here." Kyung-ho found his voice. "Welcome," he said. "We are happy to meet you too." Zethel made a noise that might have been a laugh. The lights under its skin turned orange. "We know that your people have studied many kinds of poisons and toxins," Zethel said. "This is why we came to talk to you. We want to show you something. We want to give you something." Zethel moved its long hand across the table. In its hand, it held a small bottle made of crystal. The crystal was clear, but inside the bottle something was moving. It was a small amount of liquid, and it was glowing. The glow was red, like blood in water. "This is a sample," Zethel said. "This is a toxin from our home world. It is very strong. On our world, we use it for many things. But on your world, we do not know what it will do. This is why we are giving it to you. We want you to study it. We want you to understand it. This is a gift. This is a sign of trust between our people." Kyung-ho looked at the crystal bottle. He wanted to say no. Something in his body was telling him to say no. But he was a scientist. And a scientist wants to understand new things. A scientist wants to know what things are and how they work. "We will study it," Kyung-ho said. "We will be very careful. We will follow all safety rules." "Good," Zethel said. The lights under its skin turned blue again. "This makes us very happy. This makes us believe that humans and Zethians can be friends." The meeting ended. Zethel stood up and walked out of the room. The other scientists began to talk all at once. They were excited. They were scared. They did not know what they had agreed to do. But Kyung-ho was quiet. He was looking at the crystal bottle that Zethel had left on the table. That night, Kyung-ho took the bottle back to the laboratory. He put it in a special container. The container was made to keep dangerous things safe. It was locked. It had many seals. It had cameras that watched it all the time. Kyung-ho made notes about what the bottle looked like. He made notes about how he felt. Then he went home to sleep. The next morning, he called a meeting with his research team. They all came to the laboratory. There were 6 people: Kyung-ho, Min-ah, Tai-jun, Soo-jin, Hyun-woo, and Ji-won. They all worked with him on his research about toxins and how they work. "Look at this," Kyung-ho said. He showed them the crystal bottle through a special window. The liquid was still glowing red inside. "We need to study this very carefully. We need to know what it is made of. We need to know if it is dangerous." Tai-jun was the youngest in the group. He was always very fast in his work. He was always looking for new things to do. He was not always careful. Kyung-ho looked at Tai-jun and said, "We follow all the rules. We do not touch this without protection. We do not open this without my permission. Do you understand?" "Yes, Dr. Kyung-ho," Tai-jun said. But he was looking at the bottle with hungry eyes. He wanted to touch it. He wanted to study it. He wanted to be the one to find out what it was made of. The team began their work. They studied the bottle from far away first. They used special machines to look at it. They used cameras to see inside. They made machines to test the air around it. For 1 week, they did this work. Nothing bad happened. The bottle was safe as long as they did not open it. "Maybe we should open it," Soo-jin said on the 8th day. "We cannot really study it if we keep it closed." "Not yet," Kyung-ho said. "First, we need to make more safety steps. We need to make sure we are ready." But Kyung-ho was making plans. He was thinking about how to open it safely. He was thinking about what equipment they would need. He was thinking about what could go wrong. That night, he did not sleep well. He kept thinking about the glowing red liquid. He kept thinking about why the Zethians had given it to him. They said it was a sign of trust. But Kyung-ho was a scientist, and scientists know that things are not always what they seem to be. He did not know that in just 3 days, everything would change. He did not know that one of his students would make a mistake that would change the world. He did not know that a human body could survive something that should kill it. He did not know that he was about to learn what it really meant to be human. Tai-jun was not like the other students in the lab. He was smart, very smart, but he was also impatient. He wanted to move fast. He wanted to be the first one to discover something new. When he looked at a problem, he did not think about all the ways things could go wrong. He only thought about the ways things could go right. It was Friday night. The lab was almost empty. Kyung-ho had gone home. Most of the other researchers had left too. Only Tai-jun was still working. He had been thinking about the crystal bottle all week. He had been looking at it through the special window. He had been studying the information they had collected about it. And now he wanted to do something more. Tai-jun looked around the empty lab. Nobody was watching. The cameras were there, but the cameras only recorded. They did not stop him. He opened his computer and looked at the safety procedures. He read the rules. He knew what the rules said. The rules said he could not open the bottle without permission. The rules said he could not touch it without special protective clothing. The rules said he had to wait for Dr. Kyung-ho. But Tai-jun thought the rules were too careful. He thought they were being too slow. He thought one small look would not hurt. One small sample. That was all he wanted, just enough to test in the machines, just enough to see what it was made of. Then he would close it back up. Nobody would know. He put on his protective suit. It was a white suit that covered his whole body. It had special gloves and special shoes. He put on a mask that covered his face. He put on goggles that protected his eyes. He walked to the special container where they kept the crystal bottle. He pressed his hand on the scanner. The lock opened. The light turned green. Tai-jun was shaking. He was excited and scared at the same time. He reached in and took out the crystal bottle. It was warm in his hand. The red liquid inside was still glowing. He carried it carefully to a special table. This table was inside a protective box. If something went wrong, the box would close and keep everything safe. He looked at the bottle for a long time. It was beautiful. It did not look dangerous. How could something so beautiful be dangerous? He opened a small tool and made a very small hole in the top of the bottle. Just a tiny hole, that was all. A drop of the liquid came out. He caught the drop on a special paper. Then he quickly closed the hole with a tiny stopper. The bottle still looked the same. The liquid was still there. Nobody would ever know he had taken a sample. He put the bottle back in the special container. He locked it. He cleaned up the table. But then something happened. Something very small. Something that Taijun did not see at first. A drop of the liquid had fallen on the table. Just one drop. It was so small that he almost missed it. He was about to clean it when he heard a sound. A hissing sound. The drop was making a sound like air coming out of a hole. The drop was getting smaller and smaller, and as it got smaller, it was turning into a mist. A red mist. The mist was floating up into the air. Taijun watched it happen. He did not move. Then the mist touched his suit. The white suit started to turn black where the mist touched it, like something was burning it. Taijun moved fast now. He ran to the door. He had to get out. He had to get away from the mist. He was pulling off his gloves as he ran. He was pulling off his mask. He was running out of the lab. But it was too late. The mist had already touched his face. He had already breathed it in. He had already opened his mouth when the mist was near him. Inside his mouth, inside his nose, inside his lungs. He could feel it. It was like cold water inside his body. It was like something moving inside him. It was like nothing he had ever felt before. He ran to the emergency alarm on the wall and pressed it. The alarm started to ring, very loud. The sound filled the whole building. Then the doors started to close. The laboratory doors came down like metal walls. They locked him inside. But it was okay. He wanted to be locked inside. He wanted to be away from everyone else. He did not want to hurt anyone else. Kyung-ho was at home eating dinner with his wife when his phone rang. It was the security office at the laboratory. They told him that Taijun had set off the emergency alarm. They told him they did not know what had happened. They told him to come back to the laboratory right now. Kyung-ho ran to his car. His wife was calling after him, but he did not hear her. He was thinking about the crystal bottle. He was thinking about what could have gone wrong. He was driving very fast. His heart was beating very hard. When he got to the laboratory, there were many people there. There were police cars. There was a medical truck. There were people in protective suits. They were all looking at the laboratory building like it was a dangerous place. "Where is Taijun?" Kyung-ho asked. "Inside," one of the police officers said. "He is in the contamination room. We do not know what happened. He said he was exposed to something. He said he was very sick." Kyung-ho pushed past them. He ran inside the building. The contamination room was on the second floor. He could see inside through a special window. Taijun was lying on a medical bed. His face was very white. His eyes were closed. Doctors in protective suits were putting tubes in his arms. They were putting a mask on his face to help him breathe. One of the doctors came out of the room. "We are taking him to the hospital," the doctor said. "We do not know what he was exposed to. We do not know how to treat it. But something is very wrong. His body is shutting down." In the hospital, things got worse very fast. The doctors ran many tests. They looked at his blood. They looked at his organs. They did not understand what they were seeing. The poison from the crystal bottle was attacking Taijun's body in ways that doctors had never seen before. First, his liver stopped working. The liver is the organ that cleans the blood. It makes the body healthy. But Taijun's liver was dying. The doctors could see it on the machines. The liver was turning dark and hard, like stone. Then his kidneys stopped working. The kidneys clean the blood too. They make the water in the body clean. But Taejun's kidneys were failing. His body was filling with poison. The doctors put him on machines to do the work that his kidneys could not do. But it was not helping. Then his lungs started to fail. His heart started to fail. His stomach and intestines stopped working. In just 24 hours, Taijun's 6 most important organs were all shutting down. The doctors tried everything they knew. They gave him medicines. They gave him blood. They gave him machines to help him breathe and live. But nothing was working. Taejun's sister, Ji-won, sat by his bed and held his hand through plastic gloves. She was crying. She did not understand why this was happening. Taejun was young and strong. He should not be dying. But the machine showed that he was dying. Every number on every machine was getting worse. The news reporters were outside the hospital with cameras. They were talking about the aliens. They were talking about whether the aliens had poisoned a human on purpose. The government was very worried. The Zethians said they did not know what had happened. They said the poison was never meant to hurt anyone. They said it was an accident. But Taejun was still dying, and nobody knew how to save him. Monday morning came cold and gray. Dr. Kyung-ho had not slept since Friday night. He had spent the whole weekend at the hospital, watching the machines that were keeping Taejun alive. The numbers on the machines were getting worse. The doctors had told the family that they should prepare for the worst. They said that Taejun would probably not make it through the night. Kyung-ho had gone home for just 1 hour to shower and change his clothes. He was driving back to the hospital when his phone rang. It was Dr. Mi-young, the chief doctor at the hospital. Her voice sounded strange. It sounded like she could not believe what she was saying. "Dr. Kyung-ho," she said, "you need to come to the hospital. Something is happening with Taejun. Something very strange." "What do you mean?" Kyung-ho asked. He felt his heart jump. Did he? "Just come," Mi-young said. "Come fast." Kyung-ho drove very fast. When he got to the hospital, he ran up the stairs. He ran to the special room where Taejun was staying. Mi-young was waiting for him at the door. She looked like she had not slept either. But her face was bright. She was smiling. "Look," she said. She pointed inside the room. Taejun was sitting up. His eyes were open. He was looking at the window where the morning light was coming in. When he heard the door open, he turned and looked at Kyung-ho. He smiled. "Water," Taejun said. His voice was weak but clear. "Can I have some water?" Kyung-ho could not believe what he was seeing. He walked slowly to the bed. He looked at the machines. All the numbers had changed. They were not getting worse anymore. They were getting better. The liver that was dying on Friday was now working again. The kidneys that had failed were now filtering blood. The lungs were breathing on their own. The heart was beating with a strong, steady rhythm. "How is this possible?" Kyung-ho asked Mi-young. "I do not know," Mi-young said. She was shaking her head. "I have never seen anything like this. On Friday, we thought he was going to die. We were getting ready to turn off the machines, but something changed. Around midnight last night, everything started to change. His body started to fight back. His organs started to heal." Over the next few hours, Taejun kept getting better. He drank water and asked for food. His strength was coming back. By evening, he was walking around the room. By Tuesday morning, he was asking to leave the hospital. The doctors did many tests. They looked at his blood again. They looked at his liver. They looked at his kidneys. They looked at his lungs and his heart. Everything was normal. Not just normal, better than normal. Taejun's organs were stronger than they had been before. They were healthier than they had been before. Mi-young called Kyung-ho into her office. She had papers on her desk. She had numbers and pictures and test results. "I have been a doctor for 30 years, Mi-young said. "I have studied medicine for 40 years. I have never seen a human body do what Taejun's body did. His liver was destroyed. We could see it on all the machines. We could see the damage. But his body made a new liver. His body made new cells. His body healed itself." "But how?" Kyung-ho asked. "His immune system," Mi-young said. She pointed to the test results. "Look at this. His immune system made antibodies, not just to fight the poison, but to understand it, to learn from it. His body studied the poison and learned how to beat it. His body made itself stronger. Kyung-ho looked at the numbers. What Mi-young was saying was impossible, but the numbers did not lie. Tae-jun's body had done something that no human body should be able to do. Tae-jun's body had survived something that should have killed him. By Wednesday, Tae-jun was strong enough to talk about what had happened. He told them how he had opened the bottle. He told them how the mist had touched him. He told them how his body had felt like it was burning from the inside. But he did not tell them that he had broken the rules. He did not tell them that he had done something dangerous on purpose. The news reporters wanted to know what had happened. The government wanted to know what had happened. The Zethians wanted to know what had happened. But nobody could answer their questions. It was a mystery. Scientists from around the world came to the hospital to study Tae-jun. They took more blood. They looked at his DNA. They tested every part of his body. And they all came to the same conclusion. Tae-jun's body was different now. It was stronger now. It was more resistant to poisons and toxins. One scientist from Korea named Hyun-woo said something interesting in a meeting with the other doctors. He said that human bodies had been fighting poisons and diseases for thousands of years. He said that human bodies knew how to survive. He said that when a human body faced something new, it learned how to beat it. Tae-jun's body did what human bodies have always done, Hyun-woo said. It survived. It adapted. It became stronger. This is what humans do. This is what our species has done since the beginning. We are survivors. Kyung-ho was listening to this, and something clicked in his mind. The Zethians were advanced. They had technology. They had ships that could travel through space. They were powerful. But they had never had to fight for survival the way humans had. Their bodies were perfect for their world. But their bodies were not adaptable. Their bodies did not know how to change and learn and become stronger. Human bodies were different. They were weak sometimes. They got sick. They got hurt. But they always came back. They always found a way to win. They were built to survive. On Thursday morning, the hospital said that Tae-jun could go home. They said that he was completely healthy. They said that all his organs were working perfectly. They said that it was okay for him to go back to his normal life, but Tae-jun did not want to stay home and rest. He wanted to go back to the university. He wanted to go back to class. Dr. Kyung-ho had an advanced biological toxicology seminar on Thursday at 10 in the morning. Tae-jun said he wanted to be there. He wanted to sit in that class and listen to the lecture like nothing had happened, like he had not been dying just 4 days before. Thursday morning was warm and bright, even though the trees outside were turning red and gold with autumn. The Advanced Biological Toxicology Seminar classroom was in the oldest building on the university campus. It was a room with high windows and old wooden desks. There were 23 students sitting in the classroom. They were all waiting for Dr. Kyung-ho to arrive. Nobody was talking much. The news about Tae-jun was everywhere. The students had all seen it on the news. They had all read about it on the internet. Some of them had even heard that Tae-jun might not survive. Some of them had heard that he had survived. But now they were going to see him. Now they were going to see with their own eyes whether the stories were true. The door opened and Dr. Kyung-ho walked in. He was wearing his normal gray jacket and carrying his normal bag of papers. He looked tired, but he was smiling. He put his bag down on the table at the front of the room. "Good morning," he said. His voice was warm. "Today we are going to talk about cellular adaptation to new toxins. This is a very interesting topic. This is a very important topic. This is..." The door opened again. Everyone turned to look. Tae-jun walked in. He was wearing regular student clothes, jeans and a blue shirt. He looked healthy. He looked normal. He looked like someone who had never been sick a day in his life. He walked to his usual seat in the middle of the room and sat down. The classroom went completely quiet. Nobody moved. Nobody even breathed. The students were all staring at Tae-jun. They could not believe what they were seeing. Tae-jun raised his hand. Yes, Tae-jun, Kyung-ho said. His voice was calm, like Tae-jun had been in class every day. Dr. Kyung-ho, Tae-jun said. He was smiling. I am going to need a lot of caffeine to catch up on the notes I missed. These last few days were rough. I think I missed a whole week of class. Some of the students started to laugh. It was a nervous laugh, but it was a real laugh. Kyung-ho smiled and shook his head. I think you did miss more than just this week, Kyung-ho said. But we can talk about that after class. Right now, let me tell you all about something very interesting that happened. Kyung-ho started to talk about cellular adaptation. He talked about how human cells work. He talked about how the immune system protects the body. He talked about antibodies and white blood cells and all the ways that a human body fights against things that try to hurt it. But as he was talking, Kyung-ho was also looking at Tae-jun. Kyung-ho was thinking about everything that had happened. He was thinking about how close Tae-jun had come to dying. He was thinking about how Tae-jun's body had fought back. He was thinking about how impossible the whole thing was. But it had happened. It was real. At the end of the class, all the students wanted to talk to Tae-jun. They had questions. They wanted to know what it felt like. They wanted to know if it was scary. They wanted to know how he survived. But Tae-jun did not want to talk about it. He just wanted to sit with them and be normal. He just wanted to be a student again. After the students left, Kyung-ho and Tae-jun sat in the empty classroom. I should not have opened the bottle, Tae-jun said quietly. No, Kyung-ho said. You should not have. But you did. And now we know something that we did not know before. What is that? Tae-jun asked. We know what humans are made of, Kyung-ho said. We know what we are capable of. We know that we are stronger than we think we are. We know that we are not as fragile as we believe. Over the next few weeks, Tae-jun became the most studied student in the university. Scientists came from other universities to see him. Scientists came from other countries to see him. They wanted to study him. They wanted to understand what had happened to his body. They took blood samples. They studied his DNA. They tested his organs. But Tae-jun did not feel like a special person. He felt like himself. He felt normal. He went to class. He did his homework. He drank coffee and stayed up late studying for tests. He lived his life like any other student. One day, a reporter from a big news station came to talk to him. The reporter wanted to know about his experience. The reporter wanted to know if he was scared. The reporter wanted to know if he thought he was a special person now. I am not special, Tae-jun told the reporter. My body just did what human bodies do. It survived. It adapted. It got stronger. Every human body can do this. Every human body knows how to survive. I just learned that faster than most people. The reporter asked him what he would tell other young people. The reporter asked him what he would tell people who were scared of aliens or scared of the future. Tae-jun thought about this question for a long time. Then he said, I would tell them that we are humans. We have been on this planet for thousands of years. We have survived famines and diseases and wars and earthquakes. We have survived ice ages and droughts and terrible things. Our bodies know how to survive. Our minds know how to survive. We are not weak. We are not fragile. We are strong. And when something tries to kill us, we fight back. And we win. The reporter nodded and wrote this down. She looked like she wanted to say something, but she did not know what to say. Nobody knew what to say, because Tae-jun was right. Humans were not as weak as they thought they were. Dr. Kyung-ho watched this interview on the news that night. He was sitting in his home with his wife. He was drinking coffee and thinking about the future. He was thinking about what this all meant. He was thinking about what it meant for humans to be survivors. He was thinking about what it meant to face something that should kill you and to survive anyway. And he was thinking about what would happen when the rest of the world learned this truth. When the rest of the universe learned this truth. When the Zethians and all the other alien species learned that humans were not fragile. That humans were not weak. that humans were survivors who would fight and adapt and become stronger. 6 weeks after Tai-Jun recovered, the big auditorium at the university was filled with scientists from around the world. They had come to hear about the study that Dr. Kyung-ho and his team had finished. They had come to learn about what had happened to Tae-jun's body. They had come to understand something new about human biology. Kyung-ho stood at the podium with papers in his hands. Behind him was a big screen that showed pictures and numbers and charts. Next to him sat Tai-jun, who was smiling and waving at the crowd. "Thank you for coming," Kyung-ho said. His voice was loud and clear. "What I am going to tell you today is something that will change how we think about human biology. What I am going to tell you today is something that will change how we think about ourselves as a species." Kyung-ho began to explain the science. He showed the pictures of Tai-jun's organs. He showed how they had been destroyed by the Zethian poison. He showed how they had healed themselves. He showed how the cells had changed. He showed how the DNA had adapted. "The Zethian toxin was designed to attack specific molecules," Kyung-ho explained. "It was designed to attack molecules that exist in most advanced alien species. But human bodies are different. Human cells do not have all of these molecules, or if they do have them, they have learned to defend against them over thousands of years." He showed a picture of human blood cells next to alien blood cells. The human cells looked simple. The alien cells looked complex and organized. But the human cells had something special. They had flexibility. They had the ability to change. They had the ability to learn. "Human cells have been learning to survive for 4 million years, Kyung-ho said. "During all that time, we have faced countless poisons and diseases and things that tried to kill us. Our bodies learned to survive. Our immune systems learned to recognize dangers and fight back. And this knowledge is written in our DNA. This knowledge is passed down from parent to child through all the generations." The scientists in the auditorium were taking notes. They were typing on their computers. They were whispering to each other. What Kyung-ho was saying was important. It was changing how they thought about everything. "When Tai-jun was exposed to the Zethian toxin," Kyung-ho continued, "his body did something remarkable. It recognized the danger. It called all of its defenses together. It made antibodies. It made white blood cells. It made molecules that could fight the poison. And in just a few days, Tae-jun's body had learned how to defeat the Zethian toxin." Kyung-ho clicked to the next picture. It showed Tae-jun's immune system after he recovered. The white blood cells looked different now. They looked stronger. They looked like they had been to war and had come back victorious. "But there is something else," Kyung-ho said. "Tae-jun's body did not just survive, it changed. It became stronger. It became more resistant to this type of poison. If Tai-jun is exposed to this poison again, his body will defeat it even faster. His body will be even stronger." An old scientist stood up in the audience. His name was Professor Han. He had been studying biology for 50 years. He asked a question that everyone was thinking. "Dr. Kyung-ho," Professor Han asked, "are you saying that human bodies are resistant to alien toxins? Are you saying that we are not fragile the way everyone has been thinking?" "Yes," Kyung-ho said. "That is exactly what I am saying. Human bodies are not fragile. We are adaptable. We are resilient. We are fighters. Every human body carries the memory of 4 million years of survival. Every human body knows how to win." The auditorium erupted in noise. Scientists were talking to each other. Some of them were excited. Some of them were shocked. Some of them were already thinking about what this meant for the future. During the break, Kyung-ho sat with Tai-jun and some of the other senior scientists. They were talking about what this discovery meant. "It changes everything," said Dr. Mi-young. "If we know that humans are resistant to certain alien toxins, then we know that we are not as vulnerable as we thought we were. It changes our entire approach to first contact with alien species." It also changes how we think about our own biology, said another scientist named Su Jin. It means that our bodies are more powerful than we give them credit for. It means that we are more than just our minds. Our bodies are wise. Our bodies are intelligent. Our bodies know how to survive. A representative from the Zethian embassy was also in the auditorium. His name was Zethel. He was the same alien who had given the crystal bottle to Kyung-ho. After the presentation, he came to talk to Kyung-ho. Zethel's skin was not as bright as it had been before. The lights under his skin were moving slowly. He looked sad and embarrassed. "We did not understand," Zethel said. "We did not know that human biology was so different. We did not know that your bodies could adapt so quickly. We thought that all advanced species would be hurt by this poison. We thought that this would be a test of your people's power. But we were wrong. We were wrong about many things." Kyung-ho listened to what Zethel was saying. He understood that the Zethian was apologizing. He understood that Zethel had learned something important. "On your world," Kyung-ho said, "your biology is perfect. Your species has evolved to be powerful and advanced. But on Earth, our evolution was different. We had to fight to survive. We had to adapt. We had to become flexible and strong in different ways than you did." "What does this mean for our people?" Zethel asked. "What does this mean for contact between our species?" Kyung-ho thought about this question. He thought about what it meant to be human. He thought about what humans could do. He thought about the future. "It means," Kyung-ho said, "that humans are not weak. It means that we should be respected as equals. It means that we have something to teach you, just as you have something to teach us." After Zethel left, Taijun came and sat next to Kyung-ho. "Do you think things will be different now?" Taijun asked. "Do you think that aliens will treat humans differently now that they know we are strong?" "Maybe," Kyung-ho said. "But I think the most important thing is that now we know. Now we understand who we are. Now we understand that we are not fragile. Now we understand that we are survivors, and that changes everything." Over the following months, more scientists came to study Taijun and study human biology. They confirmed what Kyung-ho had discovered. They found that human bodies were indeed resistant to many types of toxins that would kill other species. They found that human immune systems were incredibly flexible and able to adapt to new dangers. They found that humans were not weak. They were strong in ways that nobody had understood before. The news spread throughout the world. News spread to other countries. News spread to the internet. News spread to everyone. And slowly, people began to see themselves differently. They began to understand that they were stronger than they thought they were. They began to understand that humanity had survived 4 million years of challenges. And if humans could survive 4 million years, humans could survive anything.